What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I don't know what that was about. But what's up, y'all? This is Ty. I'm here to review a show that I just got through watching. Well, I didn't just get through watching it. Over the weekend, I watched this new show on BET Plus, which I don't usually watch BET Plus like that, but I watched this new show on BET Plus called Average Joe. It stars comedian Deon Cole, who's also in those Old Spice commercials. I think it's Old Spice. He's funny. I like him. Really funny dude. He's playing Joe Washington. This is a bit of a different. This is different for him because it's like action, drama, and comedy, and we're so used to him being like a supporting character. He's the main character of this. He's Joe Washington. He's the average Joe. He's a plumber. He has a beautiful wife named Angela Washington, and his daughter, I believe his daughter's name is Jennifer Washington. And they immediately set us up, get us to establish these characters. His father has passed away. We're now at the repast, and we get to meet the rest of the characters. We meet his friend Leon Montgomery, who is a hardware store owner, and his store is struggling. His poor little store is struggling, and he has his wife there, and they're just getting by. They're not getting their bills. The bills are piling up. Things are tough for them, and we meet his wife Kathy as well. And he sets up. He tells us in that first scene about his struggles. And then there's also this cop, a white cop named Benjamin Touch. They call him Touch. Clearly, all three of them were friends. They grew up together, whatever. They're really close. But Touch decides to come to the repast, and his uniform, and his police officer uniform. And so they're like, why would you come here like that? You're white, they're black, you're going to come. That was funny. I thought that was like, you're going to come here with all these black people, you're going to come in uniform. Why would you do that? So that was a funny setup right there. And so as that was happening, y'all hear the fireworks behind me. It's the 4th of July, and they are out here just, you know how they do, just celebrating. It's like, okay, we get it. But anyway, if you can hear that, I don't know if you can even hear that, but I can hear it in the background. I remember when I was young, I was so into that. I can't stand fireworks now. I don't know. But anyway, back to the story. So they pretty much set all of that up. We meet his daughter's boyfriend, Dimitri, and all of that. It's fun. So now Joe decides he's going to go to his father's place of business. His father ran a tow truck business. So he goes to the place of business, and it's ramsacked. So he's like, hold up, who up in here? So he goes in there, and he's looking around. He went back to his car, got a weapon, went in there, got hit in the head. Now he's tied up, and here's a plot twist. That same young man, Dimitri, that was that's dating his daughter, is a part of the Russian mob. So some guy tied up, this big dude tied up Joe, got him tied up, and he's like, what's the key to the safe? But he said it in a different language. Joe didn't understand that. And then he's like breaking Joe's fingers. Then Dimitri came in, and he thought, Dimitri, help me, son, help me. And Dimitri's like, oh, I'm not helping you. Yeah, I've been banging your daughter, but your father, turns out, listen to this. Turns out Joe's father was working for the Russian mafia. Then he got greedy and stole $10 million from them and a Lamborghini, and he hid the money. So he was like, they think Joe knows, like somebody got to know. So this Dimitri character got close to Joe's daughter, and they got in there good. He's like, listen, somebody got to know. And then the father passed away, so I'm thinking, was the father, because they said the father died in, I think, a fire or accident. Was that accidental, or was that the Russian mob? But they're like, listen, we need to know where this money is. Open this safe. Joe's like, F you, I don't know the safe combination. So they go to torture him. He somehow gets free. He's able to retrieve the gun, shoot the big guy. Long story short, Joe gets in this big tussle, and he ends up killing both of these guys. Dimitri, who is his daughter's boyfriend, and the big guy. So now you got two Russian mafia members dead in your father's office. As that was going on, his friend Leon came in there. He had to explain everything to Leon, what was going on. Tell him, listen, this is what my father was into. Can you imagine that? So I'm like, yep, I'm sold on this show. I like the characters. I'm interested. I want to know where they're going to take all this further. Then it gets even better. Turns out Joe did have the combination to the safe. They open the safe. There's $100,000, which I could use $100,000 right now. So somebody cash at me, send me $100,000, please, please, please. But anyway, they find that him, Leon, and Joe make a deal. Listen, I'll take 20%. You know what? Well, let's not involve the cops. Let's find the rest. Let's find this Lamborghini and let's find this $10 million because this is only $100,000 right here. So where's the rest of the money? Let's find this money. Let's find this. So as they're doing that, here come Touch, and Touch is the cop. Touch comes in there and Touch is like, you know what? I want in. So now they're all going to try to handle this. And the first thing Touch says is, don't tell your wives, don't tell your daughters. We got to stick to this plan. We get rid of these bodies and then we go through these clues that Dad left and try to find that Lambo and find that money. And of course, in true fashion, things go awry. That's not how it's going to go. And I'm telling you, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed this show. I thought that was entertaining. I watched the 3 episodes that was out there. I got to go back on BT Plus to see when the new episodes air because I watched 3 episodes back to back. And I mean, it just keeps getting twistier and twistier. And of course, what's funny, the wife, Joe's wife and his daughter do end up finding out because his daughter's trying to find her boyfriend. She calls him, and as she's calling him, she hears his phone, the noise coming from her father's truck because, you know, Joe don't put the bodies in his truck. And she gets the key and goes in there. And that's when she discovered Dimitri's body. And she's flipping out. And she's like, my father killed my boyfriend. So he has to explain this to his wife. He has to do this. Meanwhile, the Russian mob, the mob leader, I believe his name is Nikolai, his wife is flipping out because she can't find her baby Dimitri. He's not answering the phone. And so they send more henchmen out to track his phone. And of course, they're tracking the phone down to Leon's place and to, of course, Joe's place. And we also learned that Touch has some issues, some substance issues, and some, you know, he had personal issues too. So they're supposed to have this plan to get rid of these bodies, but then here we go. Leon, as he's trying to, and when he's home, he gets confronted by one of the mob thugs, and he nearly dies. But then his wife ends up killing that guy and saving him. So now his wife, Kathy, knows about the plan too. So now everybody knows about this plan. Now here's the thing, Kathy, that character, I think she's like my favorite character. She's a trip. Her character is a scene stealer because if we go back to the repass, Kathy was in there taking people's names off the flowers. You know how people bring in flowers for the for funerals and stuff. She taking the names off the flowers, the cards, and putting her own on the biggest one to guess to say that was from them. And we also see that her and Joe's wife don't really like each other like that. But now everybody knows, you know, all of the family knows, they all know about this, what the father was doing about this money, how we're going to handle it, what we're going to do with this. So that's what the premise of the show, and that's how they play it out. So it's like all this, how they going to do this. And of course, Joe's wife is like, nah, y'all shouldn't do this. This is insane. Let's call the police. They're like, are you serious? We're going to call the police? We have white men dead? No, this is going to be worse. So then Kathy comes up with an idea. She's like, this is what we got to do. We get rid of the bodies. We chop them up because she loves true crime stories. She's like, you chop them up, put peanut butter on them, and throw their bodies into the woods and let the animals have at it with them. Hilarious, crazy stuff. Meanwhile, there's another henchman that comes in, and he's ready to kill. And he comes in, I think he almost kills Leon, but then Touch saves the day. So now they got this guy. And then he discovers, when that guy found out that they had killed Dimitri, which is Nikolai's son, he was like, listen, this is a mission failed because the big time mobster's boss son is dead. I'm all but dead, and my family is dead too. So I'm going to have to, he said, listen, y'all, listen, just let me go publicly kill myself for the month. Because apparently there's rules to this stuff. You can't screw up like that. And if you screw up, your family has to pay the price. So this guy had to sacrifice himself and kill himself so that the mobster Dimitri, so the mobster Nikolai knows that, won't come after his family because he failed. So he has to kill himself, and that's what he did. And I was like, this show is really good. I'm really enjoying this. And then we get to see them, all the hijinks, the ups and downs, and the dynamics of what they're doing. And it's kind of relatable because you see these average people with average lives, and now they're torn into this life of dealing with crime and trying to get through things. And now you got bodies, dead bodies, and this money. And you see everybody has different motives. It's like, I like this show because now I'm invested in these characters and I want to see how they deal with all these things. And like I said, they're very relatable because you understand that struggle of trying to make ends meet. You're just getting by. Joe is a plumber. His wife is a waitress at a diner. The other two, Leon and Kathy, they have this struggling hardware store. So it's like, do we get ourselves involved in this mess so we can get that $10 million? And then we get that could change our lives. So, they're going through all that, and they had to convince Joe's wife, let's do it this way. His daughter's freaking out. So they're like, listen, this is the plan, what we're going to do. We're going to find this stuff, but first we chop up these bodies and we put them in the woods with the peanut butter. And they even had scenes of them covering the bodies in peanut butter and putting them in the woods so that the animals can eat them. But now here's the thing that goes crazy. I believe by the second episode, some golfers found one of the heads because apparently Leon didn't throw his further enough in the woods. The animals didn't get to eat that head. So now you got these people, they done found this head. The head belongs to Dimitri. And they're on social media with it, and then people are involved. Now it's spiraling more out of control because now the mobster knows that his son is dead. His wife is upset. So now we got to avenge the death. So it's like all that twist and turn. I said, this is good. This show is good. I'm invested. And so what happened after that was now you got this other state police involved. People are involved. It's just spiraling out of control, trying to figure things out. And this new detective is involved in this, and she has some connections to the mob because her mother was framed by Nikolai, so she has a personal investment. I'm like, I'm liking this show. I'm really enjoying this show. And, they got to deal with all those things. And where they left off, this mobster's not playing because he killed his own wife because he said he couldn't bear to see her suffering. So I'm going to kill you. He couldn't bear to see her, in agony over the death of her son. So he's like, well, I'm going to kill you because I can't bear to see you over here mourning. So I said, this is crazy. He got in the bed and smothered her to death. I said, this is crazy. I said, I just can't bear to see you like. So I said, that's where it ended. But I like this show. I'm telling you to check the show out. It's got a lot of action. It's entertaining. Has humor. It's dark. They're calling it a dramedy. It's enjoyable. I thought it was enjoyable, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the 4th episode. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. If you've checked it out, tell me your thoughts down below. And thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's keep this channel going and growing, and I will see you in the next video.